welcome to CAASPP Testing Introduction. I'm Bess Nade, Assessment Coordinator at Compass Charter Schools. Today I'll discuss what CAASPP testing is and it's important for Compass Charter Schools. We'll start with the acronyms. SBAC is the Smarter Balanced Assessment Consortium. California is a member of this consortium along with 11 other states, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and the Bureau of Indian Education. CAASPP is the California Assessment of Student Performance and Progress. This is California's SBAC assessment. CAST, C-A-S-T, is the California Science Test. CAT, a computer adaptive test, refers to the main assessment in both math and ELA content areas of the CAASPP. This section may include multiple choice, multi-select questions, drag and drop, match answer options, and short or long answer. PT is the performance task. There is a PT in both the ELA and math portions of the assessment. The performance task is a set of questions centered on a common theme or problem. The PT may include multiple choice, multi-select, or essay questions. The CAASPP is based on the California Content Standards. Parents can use these results as one of many indicators of their child's performance. Results are used to monitor a school's performance toward achieving our state standards. These tests provide important information for our teachers, scholars, and parents about our schools and individual scholars' progress and their readiness for college and career. They are not used for grading purposes. The test itself, CAASPP, is computer adaptive. The test is customized for each scholar for a more accurate measurement. The computer-based test adjusts the difficulty of questions throughout the assessment based on the scholar's response. If a scholar answers a question correctly, the next question will be the same level or more difficult. If a scholar answers incorrectly, the next question will be less rigorous. This makes the test individually tailored to each scholar and can quickly identify which skills scholars have mastered. This represents a test that is more efficient, more secure, and more accurate. Testing is important for California schools. California's academic standards are designed so scholars graduate ready for college and career. CAASPP testing can show your scholar's progress toward becoming college and career ready. CAASPP testing is statewide, so the assessments provide an opportunity to measure the skills of all scholars against the same academic standards. Testing can help you see your scholar's progress over time. You can compare your scholar's achievement with the overall performance of other scholars in the same grade, and you can compare the performance of Compass to other schools. Public schools in California are mandated to test 95% of their scholars. This percentage is important to our ongoing charter authorizations as well as state reporting. Counselors use the scores to determine high school math placement. Teachers can also use results to spot and correct instructional plans that aren't working and identify skills or knowledge they need to focus on. Achieving standard met on the English or math test can qualify a scholar for the Golden State Seal Diploma, an award to recognize scholars for demonstrating their mastery of the high school curriculum. Sharing 11th grade scores with the Early Assessment Program lets scholars know if they are ready for college-level work in English and math. This gives the scholars an opportunity to improve skills during their senior year. Public schools, including charter schools, have their testing percentage reported on the California dashboard. If you love Compass, please participate in state testing. All scholars in grades 3 through 8 and grade 11 take the CAASPP. In addition, scholars in 5th, 8th, and 11th grade and some 12th grade scholars also take the CAST. In this chart, the grade level is used to determine if your scholar needs to test. The English and math sections are estimated to take 3.5 to 4 hours each to complete. The CAST science test is estimated to take 1 to 2 hours to complete. These estimates do not include breaks or total computer lab time, which include tasks such as opening the test browser, logging into the test system, and receiving directions. These estimates only include the actual time the scholar is actively testing. None of these tests are timed, so scholars may take as much time as necessary to complete the tests. Some scholars may finish the tests in one day, about 6 or 7 hours. For test registration, The change for test registration for this school year is that scholars will be assigned to a test site closest to their physical address on record. Scholars and learning coaches will receive a confirmation email with the date and site information. Help us reach our goal of 95% participation by bringing your scholar to testing each day of their scheduled assessments. To check your test site details, visit the Parent Scholar portal, click on Progress, and then Testing. To change your site, please email your homeroom teacher or EF. As we get closer to our testing window, which is March 30th to April 10th, you will begin receiving emails about your scholar's test site, test dates, and arrival times. If you haven't had a change of address and you need to report that, please use the Change of Information form found in the Parents and Scholars section of our website on the Records page. Some testing specifics. Testing is generally scheduled during the day. Scholars should bring a lunch and maybe a snack with them. Scholars should bring their own wired earbuds. We do have some headphones provided at each site, but I know scholars are more comfortable with their own set of earbuds. Electronic devices are not allowed in the testing area, so scholars will be asked to turn their phones off and put them away during the testing session. They may access their phones during group breaks and lunch, and they most certainly can contact you or their designated ride after testing is complete. Scholars should bring a book or a magazine in case they finish a test section early. They will not be able to access any electronic device while other scholars are still testing in the room. Scholars will be supervised until they are picked up by a parent, guardian, or designated ride. This is just an example of what a testing day could look like. Each test site will vary based on the number of scholars testing and the physical setup of the testing rooms. The proctors would arrive to prepare about 8 a.m. The scholars would arrive, check in, and prepare between 8:30 and 9. At 9 a.m., we slate to have the test instructions read and the scholars begin signing into the testing system. Between 11:30 and 12, the scholars and proctors would take a lunch or a snack break, and then testing would resume after that. From 2 to 5, as the scholars complete their testing, they will contact their rides and prepare to leave. They must stay in the testing room or be supervised outside the testing room while waiting for their ride. On day 2, from 2 to 5, scholars in grades 5, 8, and high school designated to take the science test may begin testing. Taking this test on day 2 will mean the scholars do not have to test a third day. If the scholar cannot complete both math and science on the second day, they will need to return on the third day to complete testing. You can see that arriving on time is important so scholars can get checked in and settled before test instructions begin. Individual breaks are allowed for restroom visits or just a test break. Scholars just need to raise their hand so proctors can guide them to the break area and help them pause their tests. Lunch times may vary as proctors attempt to get all scholars to the end of a test or test section. Note, the schedule is subject to change and does not reflect that there are any time limits on the tests. Scholars may take as much time as they need to complete the tests over the 2 or 3 day testing days at their assigned site. I appreciate that each of you took time out of your busy week to view this important information about CAASPP testing. If you have any questions, please contact me. My email is on the screen. Have a wonderful day.